This is the view from our kitchen windows, with the mill stream flowing under the bridges and down to meet the river at the other end of the garden. And as you come closer, you can now see the two big windows and the stable doors themselves that lead into the kitchen. And sitting outside them holding watch is our favourite West Highland, Mademoiselle Lolita Saltina Cradock, because she's not quite a lady, but we adore her. And so, welcome to our own kitchens at last, instead of studio ones in which we've cooked all these years. This kitchen, from the very beginning of its design, had a leitmotif or slogan. We are sick of cooking with our faces to the wall, so we've moved to the middle of the two rooms, now one, which make up our kitchen. Come and have a quick glimpse at some of the other we're not going to use. Cupboards, of course, masses of them. Split, proper one, proper grill, proper oven built in the wall there, rather, and cupboards all the way along here, and here the juniors unit, only two of them here at the moment, young Pete, whom you all know. They have a cooker there where Sally is standing. She's a newcomer to us, but a very talented one. Teak underneath there, marble under here, and everything to strip away and slot out of the way when we don't want it. And then here, high-level grill, high-level grid, bread cutters, everything they can possibly want. Every cupboard contains only one item, so that they can't get themselves confused. Another grill here. Their cookers within fridges within nice, easy distance of them, so that they too don't walk all over the place. This is amusing. It's our old thing. Cost us £50 in Jersey about 20 years ago. One of my high bonnets, which I'm very proud. And of course cupboards, everything within reach, because we believe in saving every fraction of time and motion that we possibly can. Nice big area in the middle where we have table and meals when we want it. Filled it up with a great shelf for buffet parties. And we have lots of people to the house. And if you leave me now and have a quick glimpse over there, you will see some of the diplomas that Johnny and I have won, and under the copper lids which are hanging there, the last two that we won from France, which were both really rather a bit vain. So now, let's get on with the cooking. I'm starting the first of these informal parties for the cheese and wine party with something which either the French or the Belgians called fondue frite. It's a form of hot cheese. I won't explain it first. I'll get something done and then I'll explain afterwards. It's not exactly extravagant. You use a pound of cooked sieved potatoes in what is called Duchess potato, which we've done together. It simply means that you rub all the spuds through a sieve when they're steamed, and then you dry them out a little bit in a clean pan, and then, thank you, Peter, and then you add a little bit of egg and salt and pepper and butter, and that is a quarter of a pound of the absolutely essential Gruyere cheese. It must be Gruyere for this mixture. Then one ordinary standard egg, and that's it. Except for real salt, that's French cooking salt, gros sel, proper peppercorns, ground in a mill. Now, Pete, if you'll come and take those for me, I'll be glad, because you give me more space. Thank you, love. And you start with just the ordinary spatula, beating the mixture together. Now, these are going to be rolled into fat sausages, and you can see for yourself that is a very loose and flabby mixture, which won't respond very happily to being rolled into fat sausages. So I want you to watch this bit very, very carefully for me and see how it works. I use about that, which is approximately, so keep dropping it, well, a fraction under a quarter of an ounce. But as you will see, when it's all soft like this, you can only just shape it up into a rough amount ready to use later. So I put that very limp shape onto a dish with some flour in. Do one more. This time I'm going to lift it straight into the flour, sift the flour over. And now this is the part I want you to listen to, because these really are fabulous, not only for a cheese and wine party, but also for dinner parties and at supper dishes. But the trick is to use your fridge or your freezer. Now, Peter will take these for me, and we'll lose this in a moment, and I will explain while he's bringing the others out. I put some, because I wanted them in a hurry, into the freezer, reshaped them in flour, and did them again, which you obviously don't want to see twice. And then they come out looking like this. See? Shake off the surplus flour. When they're really hard, then you just ladle some raw beaten egg over them. I'll put 2 in and fry them straight away. I've got another lot at this moment, which we did literally 10 minutes ago. We finished 10 minutes ago. In the oven after frying, and in one of the ovens in this unit of mine, and you will see them when they come out. I'm going to bring the breadcrumbs towards me, that out of the way, and you can really get a clear view of what's happening. Up. Make certain that the tips are covered with egg too. Try to realise that that very soft, gooey mixture, which is all runny when it's been fried, has only the protective wall of the flour, egg, and fine breadcrumbs to stand between it and failure, which means the whole thing oozes out all over the pan. So now, that one's ready. Let's do the other one. Make sure the ends are covered. That's why I keep a spoon in here in case there are any gaps. And bury again. And then you fry in slightly smoking hot oil. Pat them again. And then turn them in. But this is not quite the end of the story. So while it's frying, I'll pick it up from the very beginning, tell you their origin. And I know where we are together. I should also have to clean my hands. Put them in. So, lower them into the slightly smoking hot oil. And now we can talk for a minute while they look after themselves. Fondue frite is in dispute as a matter of origin as to whether it is French or Belgian. But it is not... It's not a question of cheese when you use the word fondue. I do want to get this across to you. You fondue in classic cooking all sorts of kind of vegetables by cooking them to a pulp and a little bit of butter. The actual cheese fondue, which is the great collection that come from the different cantons of Switzerland, I'm going to show you in the second programme when Johnny comes in and does the wines with me and we complete the first party together. These, when they come out of here from their frying, because they fry very quickly indeed, about a minute all told, will still not be fondued in the middle because they are a nice light golden brown on the outside long before they're gooey in the middle. This is rather good for the housewife, because how it works is this. She comes down when she's got her cheese and wine party, the cold things are on the table ready and the wines are all good get with. She's had her bath, her face is done, she's ready except putting her frock on, and she fries them. Then she puts them on a dish, as I have done in the oven, and she leaves them there for a quarter of an hour at gas mark a half, so that the fonduing finishes at that very low temperature, or for up to half an hour at gas mark a quarter. Then, when I take the ones out of the oven, which I shall be doing in a moment, I would expect, if I'm not failing, for them to be lovely and gooey in the middle. I don't think that one has burst. No, he hasn't, but there is a danger of these bursting. It's all right, I've got cast iron hands, as you probably realise by now. Lift him out. No, he hasn't. It's just some little bits of extra. Here we are, Peter. Now, put those in to finish fonduing. Let me turn this gas up before we get blinded with smoke from the oil and have a look at the finished ones. There we are. Let's put them over there so that you can see. And let's take one up at random, put it on here, take a sharp knife, right through the middle, and you see how that all oozes out and becomes gooey and sticky. That's the only way that they're worth eating. And I'm getting signals to tell me I should go on to the next dish, so we shall move on. But before we do so, we must just finish our dish if we're going to have a look at it later with a few sprigs of parsley, and we'll catch up time when we move on. The next thing I want to introduce you to began, it's the reversal of the usual classic way, began as a peasant dish in northern Italy, on the frontiers between France and Italy, you know, in Provence, and then was taken hold of by a very clever French woman who had a very smart restaurant down there, Madame Baudouin, who's quite an old lady now, but still there, and she transformed it into a very elegant dish. It is the only cold omelette of France and the only French omelette which, in fact, is actually baked. So now let me put those over there for one of the children to take and clear for me, and we'll start it together. We begin with 6 eggs. Now, don't go and have a fit when I tell you omelette there has 6 eggs, because in the slices that you serve as an hors d'oeuvre or as part of a buffet, a cheese and wine party, you can get 20 out. It comes out of the oven looking like a hard cheese. It cuts like a gâteau, and I think it's absolutely super. When you've got your eggs in, just beat them up lightly as you would for an omelette. Don't bash them about until they're bandy, you know, or tickle them with overbeating. And then gradually beat in 4 ounces of, this time, the hard, classic Parmesan cheese. Add to that 4 ounces, well, 3 to 4 ounces, actually, of spinach, which you've cooked dry, of course, because, you know, you never use anything. You just wash it and put it in the pan. And finally, 4 ounces of white meat. Now, the classic one that Madame Baudouin advocates is veal, which I'm breaking up with my fingers now. But I have found that it's perfectly successful when you do it with a bit of chicken, veal, so this is a classic one, lamb, pork, all the white meats. However, I'm sticking to the golden rules made by the old lady when she adopted this. In the origin, the French peasants used to have their wives make it with lashings of garlic in. It's been dropped altogether, which I'm sure you won't mind about. And then they used to take it and eat it between slices of bread with something called blyre. Now, I said spinach just now, but it's a first cousin of spinach. And the original name was torte de blyre because it was done with these long, long leaves of the spinach family with a great deal of white flesh as thick as a piece of rhubarb running down the centre. And the highly careful housewives used those white stems for a vegetable at night and put the spinach leaves in with any old bit of raw meat. A very strange character, because the Italians use some strange things for meat, as you may know, to give them with their bread and their wine for them to eat in the fields or the vineyards during the day. And then, as I say, Madame Baudouin made the thing plus raffiné, more elegant, for her very elegant restaurant. Now, while we've been talking, that's a lot. We now have, I'll give those over there and take this here, the container. You can use an ordinary meat baking tin if you want to. I've got here just an earthenware container as the outer one, and into that I put a pint of cold water. It can be warm if you like, it doesn't really matter. And then you scrape the whole of that mixture into your soufflé mold, cover it with a bit of foil or a lid, whichever you like. You can use any straight-sided container, but remember, it must be straight-sided because you turn it out when it looks like cheese, as I said, tastes like a gâteau, and cuts in slices for eating, not only for hors d'oeuvre, there we go, or for a cheese party, but also for the thing I use it for most of all, picnics. There goes the foil, and into another of my ovens, because I've got 4 of them here, and we cover them and uncover them as we want them and have proper working surfaces when we don't want them. So this will go in now on the middle shelf at gas mark 4, and there it will cook for 1 1/4 hours. Now, it's important to remember that when it's cooked, it comes out of the oven, it is in fact left until it's cold before you turn it out. This is really vital. I'm just putting my things away. You do see, don't you, why I'm so thrilled, even at this early stage with my kitchen. I think it's the absolute reduction ad absurdum of time and motion. Just for instance, when I want salt and pepper from here, or when I want my cold omelette vert, I don't move a step, or to put things into the sink, or indeed to go to any of these cupboards, you see? Just here, the whole thing and no movement. I'm not too keen, thank you, Sally dear, on overworking myself. There's plenty to do without doing that. And so now I've got it here, the cold one, contracted in its container. And unless I'm going to look a perfect goat, all I've got to do is to turn it out, put it back on the table, lift it off, and there it is. I'm going to show it to you first before I put it in. Do you see how you get this lovely yellow cap of the actual egg, and then all your green and your meat and stuff on the sides, and you simply put it into the middle of your salads, thereby concealing any little bits of that base that I turned it on. And there is your torte de blyre omelette vert, or green cold omelette baked in the oven. We'll meet it again later, because in the meantime now I want to show you something, well, really rather ridiculous, but you know, I always have little bits of gimmicks, and I always feel that when women are their own cook hostesses, they need to have little reserves of emergency stuff tucked away, which they can call on in moments of crisis. Say you've forgotten to do one more dish, and you really feel a bit guilty about it because you think there's not quite enough for everyone.